This was the moment when we began to provide care for the sick. This was the moment when the rise of the oceans began to slow and our planet began to heal.
It's no news that politics is a dark game, and the secrets Tucker Carlson just revealed about Barack Obama have proven that. Tucker Carlson has made allegations against Obama of criminal offenses the former U.S. president supposedly committed 2 years ago.
Let's ask the obvious question. What was Obama like on crack? Is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time.
Not only did Tucker get support from someone with a well-known criminal record to back his claims, but he's still intent on turning the world against Obama. To make matters worse, Barack Obama isn't the only U.S. president with an issue with the law. What were the shocking secrets Tucker leaked that, if proven with more evidence, could end Barack's positive reputation? And who is the second U.S. president on the verge of being imprisoned? Keep watching as we reveal what has happened behind the scenes of federal operations over the past few months. Tucker Carlson exposed. Barack Obama's corruption. The feud between Tucker Carlson and Barack Obama all started in September 2022, when Tucker ran a popular show on Fox News with millions of viewers, but in April, he was suddenly fired without an apparent reason given by Fox. Carlson believes it was because of the media company's settlement with Dominion Voting Systems, but both Fox and Dominion deny any connection between his firing and the settlement. Even with the humiliation, Carlson quickly started a new show on X, formerly Twitter, called Tucker on Twitter. By mid-2023, he started using cheap tactics to stay relevant, and you'll be disappointed by them. He would invite controversial guests on his show just to boost ratings. Although everything about Carlson is distasteful, he reached a new low in September 2023. In a desperate attempt for attention, he interviewed a man named Larry Sinclair, who made outrageous claims about having taken drugs and having sexual encounters with Barack Obama, while the former president was working in the Illinois government before his rise to power.
I had given Barack $250 to pay for I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking.
Sinclair has claimed that he was not the only person who had drug-related activities with Obama, but unfortunately, there are no other supporters to back his claim because of the alleged murders orchestrated by Obama's campaign. Sinclair, who already has a well-known criminal background and seems to specialize in deceitful activities, has been standing on these allegations for about 15 years. Despite numerous news outlets dedicating substantial resources to investigate these claims, no one has ever been able to substantiate them. It is pretty confusing that while Sinclair says that Obama was involved in drug use and engaging in sexual activities at the Comfort Inn in Chicago,
I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray.
No one else seems to know about these events or illegal activities at all. This is also particularly strange considering that during the time in question, Obama held a public position as an Illinois politician. Until now, these claims are still unverifiable because of the alleged murder of all witnesses, or simply because the entire claim is just utter nonsense. Americans have had no choice but to believe the latter is the case. Seeing as there is no evidence to support his claim, it makes you wonder what the reason behind Carlson bringing up a discredited conspiracy theory about Obama was. Did he find some new evidence that supported Sinclair's claims? Or was there even any newly discovered proof? Actually, no, that's not the case. Carlson just wanted to spend 40 minutes being racist, homophobic, and attempting to humiliate Obama. The segment, which was shown on the night of September 4th last year, contained subtle racist remarks. For instance, Carlson claimed that nobody could pronounce Obama's name, even though it is actually effortless to pronounce, and thinly veiled homophobia. Carlson made sure to show his audience that he firmly identified as heterosexual and that he would physically harm any man who made advances toward him. After the interview, Twitter was filled with conservative individuals sharing homophobic jokes about Obama. If you think about it, Carlson himself didn't really seem to believe the things he was talking about. He wasn't saying that the claims were valid, but he thought they were believable, but it's doubtful that he genuinely thought so. The broadcast wasn't convincing at all. The only thing that Carlson could say in favor of Sinclair's credibility was that a known fraudster was willing to swear under oath that what he said was true. In the so-called interview, Carlson didn't question Sinclair or ask for proof. He mainly focused on scandalous details and made surprised facial expressions. He repeatedly kept saying the words interesting and amazing. Yet, it's questionable whether anyone else found the segment intriguing and extraordinary. The interview wasn't just silly, it was uninteresting. The stories of delusional people usually are. Elon Musk, who sometimes talks about conspiracy theories, was even surprised by the interview. He said on Twitter that Sinclair's claims need to be proven with real evidence, not just words from someone with a questionable past. Musk basically said that the whole thing was not looking good for Sinclair and could be harmful. The real issue is not about Obama, but how Carlson and Twitter have gone downhill. Carlson no longer acts like a journalist and instead tries to provoke people. Twitter used to be a good place for news, but now it's full of false information. While all this was happening, Obama was unbothered and busy writing books, kite surfing, and simply enjoying his life. Carlson may have wanted to embarrass Obama, but he embarrassed himself. As if all that drama wasn't enough, Tucker Carlson isn't the only one who has ever leaked secrets about President Obama. Keep watching because things just got even more interesting. Associated Press versus the Obama administration. In January 2015, it was revealed by the Associated Press that the Department of Justice, under the orders of President Obama, had secretly monitored AP reporters. The purpose behind this surveillance was most likely an effort to suppress internal leaks. The Justice Department obtained 2-month telephone records, specifically targeting more than 20 different phone lines associated with the news agency. These lines included those used by reporters for their cell phones, office phones, and even home phones. The impact of this action could potentially affect over 100 staff members. The AP President and Chief Executive Officer, Gary Pruitt, strongly condemned this action, referring to it as a massive and unprecedented intrusion. He demanded an explanation from the DOJ regarding their motives for pursuing these records. Pruitt also insisted that the government return the phone records and ensure the destruction of any other existing copies. In a letter addressed to Attorney General Eric Holder, he expressed his strong disapproval of the extensive collection of telephone communications involving the Associated Press and its reporters. According to him, these records can potentially expose confidential sources used in all of the AP's news-gathering activities over 2 months. They also provide detailed information about the AP's news operations, which the government cannot access. He also accused the government of violating the AP's First Amendment rights, stating that this action by the Department of Justice significantly interferes with the news agency's constitutional rights to gather and report news. It didn't end there. The Department of Justice informed the AP about the secret surveillance, but did not explain why they obtained the records from April and May 2012. The records include details of calls made and received on reporters' personal phones, as well as office lines in New York, Hartford, Cannes, and Washington, D.C., including the House of Representatives line. The AP speculated that the surveillance might have been an attempt to identify the government insider who leaked information about a thwarted Yemen terror plot, which the AP reported in May 2012. The AP mentioned that prosecutors had previously requested this information from the agency and its reporters, but the news agency refused to cooperate. The DOJ collected phone records of 5 reporters and 1 editor who worked on that particular story, according to the AP. During an interview with the Washington Post, an attorney representing the AP was concerned that the breach would negatively impact the agency's ability to gather and share news effectively. The lawyer, David Schultz, said the privacy breach ruins AP's news-gathering efforts. Sources may hesitate to speak with journalists if they believe they are being used as tools for investigations by prosecutors. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case here. The American Civil Liberties Union also strongly criticized the confiscation, labeling it as an unacceptable misuse of authority. Ben Wisner, the director of the ACLU's Speech Privacy and Technology Project, talked about the importance of press freedom in a democracy, as there has always been confidential communications between reporters and their sources. The Obama administration's surveillance of journalists has made many concerned about press freedom and the ability of reporters to protect their sources and maintain confidentiality. The Associated Press has demanded transparency, the recovery of their phone records, and adherence to journalistic principles. This incident has sparked a public debate on finding a middle ground between national security and civil liberties. While addressing security breaches is important, it is equally important to protect the rights of journalists and the public's right to access information. The actions of the Department of Justice in this case have raised worries about the government's intrusion into journalists' privacy and the potential threat to press freedom. It's strange that the entire case died down after the AP revealed the secret, and there has been no update on whether President Obama was guilty. What's interesting in all of this is that Obama isn't the only president accused of alleged shady activities and being on the wrong side of the law. Even current President Joe Biden has had quite a lot to worry about regarding his reputation, and you won't believe the news he's in. Joe Biden's secrets being revealed all started last December. He deceived Americans by claiming he had no contact with his family's foreign business partners, but the truth certainly cannot be hidden in bank records. The evidence presented by the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability, which includes bank records and witness testimonies, clearly shows that Joe Biden truly had interactions with almost all of his son Hunter Biden's foreign business partners. The president had phone conversations, attended dinners and meetings, and even had coffee with these people. Among them were Russian and Kazakhstan oligarchs, an executive from Burisma, and Chinese nationals who collectively channeled millions of dollars to his son. Devon Archer was a business partner of Hunter Biden, who is the son of Joe Biden. Archer and Hunter Biden worked together on many business deals, especially with foreign companies. But one day, Archer decided to tell the truth about what he knew about the Biden family's business dealings. He became a whistleblower, which means he reported wrongdoing to the authorities. Archer testified, or told his story, to a group of people who investigated wrongdoing. He told them that Joe Biden, the president, was directly involved in Hunter's foreign business dealings. This was surprising because Joe Biden had said he didn't know much about his son's business, but Archer said that wasn't true. He said Joe Biden was very involved and even helped Hunter make deals with foreign companies. Archer's testimony was very important because it implicated Joe Biden in a corruption scheme. This means that Joe Biden might have done something wrong, like use his power as president to help his son make money. This is not allowed and is considered corruption. Archer's testimony was shocking because Americans did not expect the president to be involved in such an offense. This is very serious and could have dire consequences for Joe Biden and his family. A big storm cloud is hanging over the Biden family, and everyone is waiting to see what will happen next. The investigators are now looking into what Archer said, and they might ask more questions or look at documents to see if his statement is true. If they find evidence that Joe Biden truly committed the offenses he has been accused of, he could be in big trouble. He might even have to leave his job as president. Archer's testimony has been very detailed and specific. He has said that Hunter Biden made many deals with foreign companies and that Joe Biden was very involved. He has even said that Joe Biden met with foreign business leaders to help Hunter make these deals. This is very suspicious because Joe Biden might have used his power as president to help Hunter make money. For example, Archer has said that Hunter made a deal with a Chinese company to invest in a Ukrainian energy company. That's not all. He has also said that Joe Biden met with the Chinese business leaders, and then Hunter made the deal. This is very concerning because it looks like Joe Biden might have used his power as president to help Hunter make the deal. Archer has also said that Hunter made many other deals with foreign companies, and that Joe Biden was involved in many of these deals. He has said that Hunter even made a deal with a Russian company, and that Joe Biden met with the Russian business leaders to help Hunter make the deal. This is very suspicious because the Biden family might have been involved in a corruption scheme. Archer's testimony has caused a big stir, and many people are now investigating the Biden family's business dealings. They are looking at documents and emails, and they are even talking to other people who might have information. This could have big consequences for the Biden family. If the Biden family is found to have been involved in corruption, they could face severe penalties, like fines or even jail time. If you think it's far-fetched, there are literal proofs of his corruption. The Devon Archer and Joe Biden drama. Devon Archer mentioned that he knew of at least 20 occasions when then Vice President Biden had conversations on speakerphone with Hunter Biden's foreign business partners. The Democrats want people to think these calls with then Vice President Biden were just about casual topics like the weather. In February 2014, then Vice President Joe Biden had a meal with wealthy individuals from Russia and Kazakhstan who sent millions of dollars to Hunter Biden and his business partners. In April 2015, then Vice President Biden ate with Hunter Biden's foreign business partners, including Vadim Pozharsky from Ukrainian company Burisma. At that time, Burisma was under investigation by Ukrainian Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin for corrupt practices. Then, the former Vice President Biden had a meeting over coffee with Jonathan Lee, who is a business associate of Hunter Biden in China. During this meeting, Vice President Biden also took the time to write a letter of recommendation for Lee's daughter, showing his support and willingness to help. Moving forward to 2015, Vice President Biden hosted a gathering at his official residence for Hunter Biden, Devon Archer, and other individuals involved in business ventures. The main topic of discussion during this gathering was the selection of a new leader for the United Nations. Interestingly, a government official from Kazakhstan who had a keen interest in securing the UN position attended both dinners at Cafe Milano alongside Vice President Biden. It is worth noting that during this time, Vice President Biden used the pseudonym Robert L. Peters to maintain confidentiality. In 2016, Vice President Biden's staff informed him about a call with the President of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko. What makes this even more intriguing is that Hunter Biden, who was serving on the board of the Ukrainian company Burisma, was copied on the official email regarding this call. On the 4th of December in the year 2015, Eric Schwerin, a business partner of Biden, sent an email to Kate Bedingfield, who worked in the vice president's office. The email contained suggested quotes to be used in response to media inquiries about Hunter Biden's involvement with Burisma, a Ukraine-based company that deals with energy. Later that same day, Kate Bedingfield replied to Eric Schwerin, mentioning that the vice president had approved the quotes. After a meeting of the board of directors of Burisma in Dubai on the evening of December 4, 2015, Hunter Biden reportedly made a call to Washington, D.C. According to Devon Archer, this call discussed the pressure that Burisma had requested Hunter Biden to help alleviate. In May 2017, James Gillier, who was associated with the Biden family, emailed Hunter Biden and other associates. The email was about splitting the profits from their business deal with CEFC, a company linked to the Chinese Communist Party. In the email, Gillier mentioned that Joe Biden would be entitled to 10% of the profits. Tony Bobulinski, a former associate of the Biden family, has verified this information. It gets more serious. On May 20, 2017, James Gillier informed Tony Bobulinski, another business associate, that it would be best not to mention Joe's involvement unless they were speaking face-to-face. James acknowledged that Tony was already aware of this, but emphasized that they needed to be cautious due to others being overly suspicious. In an email dated September 21, 2017, Hunter Biden stated that Joe Biden was his business partner and even provided Joe Biden's personal cell phone number for verification if the recipient required it. Correspondence also revealed that Hunter Biden, CEFC officials, and Joe Biden intended to share office spaces under the name of Hudson West, CEFC Biden Foundation. On July 30th, 2017, Hunter Biden demanded money from his Chinese business associates and issued a threat, claiming that Joe Biden was there beside him. He warned that if he received any communication regarding the matter from anyone other than the recipient, he would ensure that Joe Biden and his extensive network of contacts would hold a grudge against them indefinitely. Hunter Biden also mentioned on August 3, 2017, that the Biden family was very skilled at fulfilling the chairman's desires within their partnership, dismissing any important disagreements. The chairman in question, Ye Jianming, is a Chinese billionaire with ties to a CCP intelligence gathering agency. Ye said that CEFC China aimed to have overseas resources and contribute to the national strategy. During an interview with the FBI in December 2020, Rob Walker disclosed that Joe Biden, while serving as vice president, attended a meeting organized by CEFC. It was revealed that Vice President Biden permitted his son, Hunter Biden, to accompany him on Air Force Two during official trips to conduct business globally. This arrangement allowed the Biden family to benefit financially from selling a product known as the brand in at least 15 different countries. Shockingly, Hunter Biden's business associates were reported to have visited the White House on over 80 occasions, while Joe Biden held the position of vice president. In February 2014, a report emerged stating that then Vice President Biden met with two of Hunter's business associates from Mexico at the White House. This meeting raised eyebrows and sparked concerns about potential conflicts of interest. Another report from October 2015 revealed that Hunter Biden arranged a video call between his father and his Mexican business partners. The following month, then Vice President Biden hosted these Mexican business partners, along with a Biden associate named Jeff Cooper, at his official residence. That's not even half of the whole case. The questionable actions continued in February 2016, when then Vice President Biden allowed his son and another Biden associate, Jeffrey Cooper, to travel to Mexico on Air Force Two for a meeting with their business partners. These repeated instances of Joe Biden involving his son and associates in official government matters raise serious questions about the ethical conduct of the Biden family. We need to thoroughly investigate these allegations and determine whether there were any violations of laws or moral standards. The American public deserves to be let in on what's really happening behind the scenes from their elected officials, and it is crucial to ensure that no one is above the law. The implications of these actions, if proven true, could have far-reaching consequences for the Biden family and their reputation. The FBI's Form FD-1023 from June 30, 2020, states that Joe Biden, who was the vice president at that time, was involved in a scheme where he received $5 million in exchange for certain actions. Hunter promised Chinese investors access to his father, Joe Biden. In an email from September 2011, Hunter mentioned that his worth to Chinese investors was not because of himself, but because of his family name. In 2019, Hunter texted his daughter, saying that he wouldn't ask for half of her salary like his father would. Still on Biden's corruption case, Hunter Biden informed lawmakers that his business partner, not a wealthy politician from Kazakhstan, was actually the one who paid for his new Porsche. He clarified that his associate wired the money before having dinner with then Vice President Joseph R. Biden. During his testimony, Hunter Biden admitted that his father occasionally joined his business meetings and even made speakerphone appearances while he interacted with his associates. Notice how he threw his father under the bus and not his unnamed business partner? It goes to show how serious the whole thing is. The transcript, which has 229 pages and was released on February 8 this year, reveals Hunter Biden's determination to refute allegations that his father was involved in securing lucrative business deals that benefited the Biden family and their associates. These deals reportedly resulted in earnings exceeding $20 million from various countries such as Kazakhstan, China, Russia, Ukraine, and others. By 2023, things were not looking up for Joe Biden. In fact, he might wave goodbye to his position earlier than anyone saw coming. On September 12, 2023, Kevin McCarthy, who was serving as the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives at that time, announced an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. The House's Judiciary, Oversight, and Ways and Means committees were responsible for conducting this inquiry. James Comer, the chairman of the Oversight Committee, was appointed to lead the investigation. Before this, Speaker McCarthy had mentioned that a majority House vote would be required for an inquiry.